Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Two Drunk Guys Watch. My name is Rory MacLeod. I'm your host, and with me for this episode is David Smith. Say hi, David.
Hello.
And what are we drinking for this episode, David?
Well, I'm half embarrassed to say I'm drinking a Cosmopolitan right now.
Okay.
But my mother was here for Christmas, and we had some leftover cranberry juice, so I thought I'd put it to some good use.
All right. Now, I should point out we are not doing an episode of Sex and the City, so I hope the Cosmo will be okay.
Right. But when that's gone, on standby, I have some Evan Williams single barrel ready to go.
Okay. All right. That sounds better. So we're recording this during the winter months, and so I have some kind of wintry drinks for tonight. I have this stuff called Glog, which is a kind of a Scandinavian mulled spices and wine, red wine.
Did you say mold?
Yeah, like mulled wine. Yeah, so.
Oh, not like MOLD.
No. Mold, like I mold it over.
Okay.
So I have that, and then as my backup, I have this mixed drink that I made, which is Dr. McGillicuddy's apple pie liqueur mixed with apple cider and a dash of cinnamon. So.
Oh, that sounds very festive and holiday.
Yeah, I don't know what to... It's another one of my concoctions. So last episode I had my eggnog concoction, which is pretty good. So this is my apple cider thing that I have created. Okay, so for this episode, we are watching some shorts. We have the first is called "It's Your America," and it is a patriotic something or other, which we'll see from I believe from the 40s. And then after that, we have one called Printed Poison, which is about smut. So that should be exciting.
I can't wait.
Yeah. So, everyone, grab your alcoholic beverage of choice. We'll get started right about now.
This is the tire we ran on top roads around the world.
That's
and here's
right.
The next step in steel-belted radials from Sears.
You should get one of those.
Road Handler. With wider radial design,
handle the roads.
that tame the mountains of Morocco. Road Handler. With
That's
more
what I'll be
steel
doing is
guts than
driving
the
in
tire that
Morocco.
ran the Baja. Road Handler. With better wet cornering traction than the tire that ran East Africa.
What if the tires
Wider
actually made
radial
that sound
design,
as you
more
drove?
Road
Oh,
Handler.
the
Only
weird
Sears.
trumpet
Yes.
noise? Oh, yeah, that'd
yes.
be cool.
That's the tire squeal.
It should be an added feature. All right, so this is our
I hope
first
this features real Americans.
real Americans, yeah.
Not those commies.
That could be you playing the guitar
Uh-huh.
with all your World War II veterans on a boat.
Are they sad that the war's over?
Yeah, I think
or is
so,
it just
yeah.
beginning?
They really wanted to kill some more Germans, but the army wouldn't let them.
Don't jump over.
He just jumps.
Yes, sir. I'm going home.
Yes, sure.
I guess you think I'm pretty lucky getting back so soon.
Oh, yeah. Lucky.
Well, I think so too, but I'm not going to apologize. I had a low number coming in.
Never apologize.
I've been thinking about a lot of things tonight.
Like porn.
I was thinking about how
Smut.
much a guy
Yeah.
can learn in 4 years.
Like at
I'm
a
not the same
university?
guy
Or
that
Like
left home 4
college.
years ago.
Oh,
I feel
That's why they started the
like a
GI
bigger
Bill.
guy.
yeah, that's true. Did
I
they start
feel
that
that
in
I'm
World War
coming
II?
back to a bigger kind
I
of
think
home.
afterwards.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty good feeling.
Almost like when the dog rubs on your
funny.
leg.
Guy kind of mopes his way through
Either-
life. He thinks he's living and he's really sleeping. And then all of a sudden, something
Bam!
happens. to him.
Syphilis.
Like going into the army and fighting a war, maybe. And he wakes up. He begins to see things.
Wakes up next to
He
some
begins to
French
hear
chick.
things.
That thinks, this isn't my wife.
I never used to shoot.
This is not my beautiful house.
That's what this damn penny's done for me.
That's all I earned.
What? It's like,
4 years ago.
That's all he's got left out of his
next
army
month I found
earnings.
yep, here you
They
go.
used to call me Mister in those days.
They
I
called
guess I
me
was the
Mr.
average
Pibb.
Kind of a slap-happy guy. You know, the kind that's got everything and doesn't know what he's got.
Slap happy.
Yeah. I was the all-American jerk.
David, is this ringing any bells?
I was the all-American jerk once, if that's what you're saying. Maybe? I don't know.
As the senior member of this crew here,
Yes. I'm not that old.
well, you got me beaten by a couple years.
Yes.
He
This way's
doesn't
back
even know
home
what he
before
got
the
up
war.
for.
Yeah, he's got the clap.
That's me. I don't want to get up for it. It's me every
He's
morning.
waking up peeing blood. I guess I'll read the good book.
Dear. Oh.
Thomas Jefferson. Oh.
I was supposed to report 2 days ago.
Whoops. I'm AWOL.
he knows.
Yay.
See how happy he is?
So happy.
Why should he be happy? His country wants him to fight. Fight for big words like democracy, freedom, liberty. Hell, he doesn't even know what they
Yeah.
mean.
Oil, yeah. The industrial military
He's got
complex.
a job, he's got a girl, he's got a mother, he's got friends. What are they dragging him off at 6 o'clock in the morning for?
You had to put on a hat and everything. This is your America.
This is the kind of
It's
a
raining.
morning and the kind of a
This
day
is your reigning
that
America.
makes a man feel lonely.
I'm
Sure,
lonely.
there's a war going on somewhere. Millions of people are being killed or starved or tortured.
What is this guy, like 35 or something? I don't think he really. He
getting
looks
drafted.
way too old to be drafted.
Europe,
I know.
Asia, China. Those
Antarctica.
people don't really mean anything to him.
He bends over to pick up the penny and gets hit by a truck.
Whoa!
Oh, almost.
That was lucky.
Yeah. I'm so lucky.
He's going to give it the Pulp Fiction treatment and save it throughout the war.
Yep, I think he
That's
does.
how we began, that Penny and me.
It saves his life. A bullet gets deflected
I
off of
figured
it.
if I hadn't gone back to pick it up, that truck would have hit me.
Selective service is in quotes. Yeah, sure.
Look at these losers. How did we ever win a war with these guys?
Their stupid hats on. You can lose the hat, fella.
We must all be from the same part of town, same draft board.
We're all from the other side of the railroad tracks.
But outside of Mike Simmons over there,
That
the
asshole.
rest of the guys are strangers. Guys from my own neighborhood. But I don't really know any of them.
I'm gonna see all of them nude in about 5 minutes. Yep, see, we're getting close. Strip it down and bend over.
Yep. First thing they do when you join the army is they take your shirt.
Yep, no more shirt for you.
Heads.
It's gonna
You
have
better hide that penny.
Uh,
I'm gonna take
Where do
that
you think he's gonna hide it?
right where that watch went.
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Tails.
Oh my God.
Up.
Me. Third from the
Oh,
left.
okay.
You know, a thing like this makes you stop thinking.
I'm
you're
rather
so different
shocked
from
that they showed
everybody
butts
else.
in this thing.
It's like I'm more average size than I thought I was. Looking left and right.
Don't look down. Don't look down.
Sure.
Go.
Sure, it's cold in here.
1918.
Shrinkage.
This year I was born. Maybe that's good luck.
1918. Well, I guess.
Let's
Yeah.
see what else is on a penny.
It looks like Kiefer Sutherland a little bit.
Lincoln. A man with a beard.
That's me.
Reminds me of that statue we saw on the trip
Reminds
to
me of
Washington
Vladimir
when we were
Lenin.
kids in school. Was a whopper of a statue.
A whopper.
Miss Anderson said Lincoln was the savior of our country, but he was just a hell of a big statue to me.
And he was a drunk.
Liberty. Well, that's another statue.
I hate
E
statues.
pluribus unum.
Is it
Oh,
you?
yeah, that's Latin. Dead language.
Yeah.
United States of America.
Oh yeah, that's what they used to look like on the back. Yeah.
Oregon is bounded on the south by California, on the north by
Yeah, we know,
Washington,
genius. We
on
see
the
the map
east
right
by
behind
Idaho.
you.
That's right.
That's a school
United
report.
States, a map. Different colors for the states. And crooked lines for the rivers. That was the United States
And
of
crooked
America.
politicians in charge.
Wonder what those things
I
are
think it's
on
got
the
some
side.
weird nips. Like I said.
It's like a couple of leaves or feathers, maybe.
Like blotches.
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
You're up.
Get moving, bud. You're in the Army.
You're in the Army now. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Says the angry
I was in the
corporal.
Army, all right, and I didn't like
Been in
it.
this army for 30 years. I'm just a corporal.
To me, it was just
Yeah,
drill,
he's a
march,
career corporal.
AP, and more drill. They tried to tell us what we were fighting for, but that was just words to me.
It was bullshit.
And then we marched some more.
Coming in! Who? All right, man.
I don't know what I've been told.
What you smoking? What?
What was that? Okay, sure.
What?
Yeah. Oh, he must have told them to, what? Wander around?
Oh, my feet. They're killing me.
Oh, my angina.
Yeah, mine too.
My
Why do they
baldness.
have to march us all over the state? I know how to walk.
I suppose if we're gonna do some fighting, we might as well get in shape for it.
What are you smiling at?
I wonder when we'll get to the top of this mountain.
Never.
This isn't a mountain, it's a hill.
Yeah, what makes you think so?
I've seen a mountain.
Great.
Way off in the distance.
There it is right there.
When I was a child.
Country, isn't it?
Huh?
Why is he squinting?
The other day, a guy asked me what I was fighting for, and I wanted to laugh right in his face.
Uh-huh.
What's that, a lucky penny?
Ah, it's just a regular penny. It's got
What's
the
it
year
to
I was
ya?
born on it.
I'll trade it to you for a cigarette.
1918.
1836. Wow, you're old.
Yeah, it's got a lot of other things on it, too.
Copper
Well, it's
and
got everything on it.
zinc. I don't know.
It's got America
Everything.
on it.
You've got America all
Say,
over my penny.
When this guy asked you what
Hey.
you were fighting for, the one you laughed at, what did you tell him? What
I
do you
need him
say
in the
to a guy
balls.
Like that?
Just tell him to take a good look at this penny.
You mean those words on it?
No, not just the words. Tell him to find out what they mean.
Make him eat
What
the
they
penny.
really mean.
You know, this is the last guy
not just words
anyone would
anymore.
hang out with in this platoon.
He's
You
a
know,
little
I don't know
dramatic.
What the hell you're talking
He
about?
is.
Quiet!
All right, you assholes, let's go.
When you understand what's on that penny, you'll know America.
Let me know.
When you know America, you'll know what you're fighting for.
Remember that, David.
And I was never here. Oh, look at him go now.
There they go.
Really getting better at that.
They're all excited
I
about
was
the
pretty
penny.
Sure that dog face was crazy.
That dog
Some of the
face.
things he said kept bothering me. He sure loved this country, but
He
but
sure
how
was
could
a
guy
dog
love
face.
America, except in a song or a speech.
Sad puppy
You
eyes.
can't fall in love
Poodle
with a map.
face.
Then our outfit
Up,
started to
there they
move
go.
around that
Look at all that.
Shih Tzu face.
It's laundry day.
Oh. They took a train
we
to
really
France.
saw America. And I got to know fellas from all over the country, from the north, south, east, and west. We trained together, ate together,
Here's some slop.
swiped together, drank together. Oregon
And
became
head, well-
Joe Higgins. And
My dad was in
Washington, which bounded
the
it on
army
the
during
north,
Korea, and he
became
did say that was one of the
St.
cool things about it, was meeting
In
people from all over
Illinois
the
was
Yeah,
country.
I
George
can see that.
Franklin. In Alabama was Henry Baxter.
He wasn't a jerk about it.
And then America
Telling
wasn't a
everybody
map
about it.
anymore. It was a
a
real
matte
country
painting.
made up of real people and real people's homes.
There it is.
I remember the night the convoy pulled away from this country on the way over.
We got a great
I
big
suddenly
convoy
realized I
sailing
was
through
leaving
the
my
night.
country,
That's what I was thinking.
and I was lonesome for it.
Well, I've already polished off my glog. Wasn't much
Maybe
of it, I
that's
guess.
what that dog face was talking about.
Never even
And
knew his
maybe he
name. Spent
wasn't so
like all
great.
basic training with him.
I just call him Dogface.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a real woofer, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Bar fight.
Yeah,
Here
I
it
hope
comes.
so. Oh, God, do I hope so. What is that?
Or maybe mud
What is
wrestling.
that dispenser next to him? Is that like a tap?
Now, if you don't like that stout, I can get you some beer.
No, no, thanks.
How much is it?
That'll be sixpence.
This is my
Sixpence.
first
Oh, they're
day
in
in
German.
London.
Uh-oh.
I'm not sure about the money yet.
Oh. Well, this is sixpence. This is an American penny, isn't it?
Yeah, I carried it around with me as a lucky piece.
What accent is that
I've never
supposed to
seen one of
be?
these before. It's a good picture of Mr. Lincoln.
He's become
Yeah,
the
I guess
Monopoly
so.
guy.
You Americans are
Like
great
the little
believers in
monocle.
luck, aren't you? Well, we English
okay,
are
get
too,
it.
for that matter.
If this guy's British,
I
then
was
I
talking to
am.
my son the other night. He's out of the war now. He lost the sight of his eyes in Africa.
Oh, this guy's
He
not
was saying
British.
How lucky we are to have Mr. Churchill. When he speaks,
That
this is
asshole.
what my boy says. It's Shakespeare speaking, and Milton, and Nelson, and Disraeli, and all the great poets and statesmen and soldiers in English history.
Mm-hmm.
And so if Mr. Churchill seems a little grand and eloquent and proud, it's because we've got a grand and proud history.
All right, just make with the booze.
My son's a great
Yep.
talker. Now, will you have a glass of beer with me?
Sure, thanks.
My son's imaginary. He died years ago.
Come to think of it, we've got a pretty good history ourselves.
Not really.
Guys like Washington, Lincoln, Jefferson. Lots of people. Mark Twain, Will Rogers. I can't think of them all right now, but we've had some pretty fine men, too.
Yes, you've had some of the
Like
finest.
Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus.
Here I've been carrying a picture of Lincoln around
He
with
was from
me in my
America, right?
pocket, and I forgot that my own grandfather saw him. That he was a real live man, like, well, like your Mr. Churchill.
Uh-huh.
A house divided, Grandpa used to say when Sis and I
Yes,
get
Lincoln
in a
was a
fight.
real person. That's
A
true.
house divided against itself.
He's just discovering that.
Yeah, he thought it was made up.
Yeah, how did you know that?
Why,
What a coincidence. They put a face of a guy on a penny. It turned out he's a real guy.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Only he thought that Lincoln belonged especially to him, like he was a relative or an ancestor or something.
Father Abraham.
I guess it's the same way you feel about
Had 7
Mr.
sons.
Churchill and Mr. Shakespeare and the rest. Like they belong to you.
Yes, and they do belong to
That's
me,
Lord
too.
Churchill to
They're
you.
as much a part of England as this pub.
Although this pub's in L.A., but, you know.
It's funny, isn't it? How a war starts a guy thinking.
A man
About
never
time.
knows what's his, what really belongs to him.
First time for
until
everything.
someone tries to take it away from him.
Oh,
Up, here we go. Here come those damn Germans.
these damn Japanese are bombing us. There they go. Those damn Australians are bombing us.
Oh, with flour.
Probably shouldn't have put all that flour in the ceiling.
It's the 8 p.m. flour sack run.
Oh, they were dropping flour on them? Oh, that makes sense, yeah.
Their
Yes.
library,
It was a good book.
their city,
Looking good.
their country.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Looking at all this stock footage.
Yep. Not helping a bit.
No, you lift a finger.
But these
But they're
days,
just staring at stock
a lot have
footage.
died in vain. Mr. Lincoln said that. How does the rest of it go?
I used to know.
I don't know.
I guess I've forgotten.
It says, eat my shorts.
Great words. Great words.
Great words. This is CNN.
It took me a long time.
Remember
to
the old
the
CNN
rest of that
promos
speech.
that had James Earl Jones?
It was over a year before.
No. Did he do that?
Oops.
Uh-oh.
that
Yeah,
this
that.
nation,
So that, I should point out, this video was cut into 2
Shall have
pieces,
a
so
new
I had to
birth
kind of
of
stick them
freedom.
together here.
and the
I thought they were in
government
Italy there for a
of the
second.
people,
Now, this is part 2.
by the people, for the people.
Oh, well, now I'll start
shall
drinking
not
my apple
perish
cider
from the
thing.
earth. Of the people,
Marching
by the
on.
people,
Burp.
for the people, from the people,
There's Mussolini.
without the people,
Is that Mussolini?
against
I think it is.
I don't know. Maybe.
It must be.
that guy
What a
Lincoln
schmuck.
grows on you.
Although for a minute there I thought it was Marlon Brando.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, it could be. Although I don't think he looked like that back in 1945 or whatever. Maybe.
Probably
On the
not.
beach at Anzio, I forgot to
The
duck.
penny is like welded to his
Hit in the arm
hand.
with a hunk of shrapnel.
Hurt, soldier?
What do you think?
Nah.
I didn't know a surgeon could be left-handed.
Did you ever see
What?
a pitcher named Lefty Grove?
Yes, sir. I saw him walk 3 men
He's
in
never
a row.
heard of-
This guy's really kind of dumb.
What a dumbass. Anyone can be left-handed.
Say, Major,
Yes.
what does e pluribus unum mean?
Means shut up.
Pluribus unum? That's Latin.
Yeah, but what does it mean?
Well, it means out of many, one.
One what?
Well,
One
nation,
pain in the
one
ass.
Out of many people?
people. Well, sure. Our country's made up of many kinds of people, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
There's even black people.
Many different countries,
I'm not going to show any in this video, but...
different colored skins. Even
Well, there was
left-handed
one
people.
earlier.
Oh, was there? Okay.
I believe so.
E pluribus unum. Haven't thought of that in years.
Not since the
Out of
incident.
many, one. That's where we get our strength.
Here, I'm going to staple your arm to your
Scientific
chest. Is that
reason,
okay?
too.
This
Like these
this
instruments here.
army hospital's
Yeah,
very
sure,
casual
steel,
and not
but an
very
alloy.
rushed, is it?
No.
A mixture
He's
of
like the
different
only guy
metals.
who's injured there.
That's why they're strong and sharp.
They don't seem to believe in any kind of sanitation either. They're just...
It's the
No
same with
masks.
America.
Nah.
Just
All these people have helped make the country freer and stronger. And America
Yeah,
has
sure.
made each of them freer and stronger. That's it, all right. That's the American idea.
Yeah, sure.
We give our best, each of us. We get back the best that everybody has to
hey,
offer.
enough with the soliloquy.
That's
Could you
freedom
fix
in
up my
the
arm
mind.
here?
That's what e pluribus unum means.
Yay! I feel like there's all these clapping moments in here. Yep, he welded the penny to his hand.
Uh-huh.
E pluribus unum. Not a bad idea.
Then his arm atrophied and fell off. The end.
But he kept it in his pocket along with the penny.
To the rear.
The arm.
A couple of weeks rest.
His withered
We stopped at a
arm.
Heine prison camp one day, and
Heine.
Heine, excuse me.
his outfit was on our left at Casino.
Casino. Casino Royale.
Monte Casino.
Oh, maybe.
Much different than the day they marched into Paris.
Oh, he's supposed to be French.
they were
Okay. More stock footage.
Unconquerable.
Uh-huh.
These guys don't look like supermen to me.
Oh, those are supposed to be
Were you
Nazis.
in Paris when
Okay.
they came?
Yes.
Yes, I was there.
I was wearing my beret helmet.
They put me in a concentration camp. We tried to get out, 6 of us.
But we're French, so we surrendered immediately.
Where'd you go?
I joined the underground.
Ooh, the Velvet Underground,
Pretty
maybe.
rugged.
Right.
You know, I mean, hard.
That's where he met Nico.
Right.
What'd you do in the underground?
Oh, bridges.
Partied with
factories,
Nico.
Yeah.
Things like that.
I wore a mesh t-shirt.
Once a German troop train.
You guys really got around.
Dyed his hair purple.
But I like better to fight like this in the open with the French army. With other men, a man does not feel so lonely. He
Other manly men.
free.
This is his
Free in
pickup
the
line.
You have
He's
never
hitting on
been
the
in a
guy.
concentration camp.
Yep.
You stupid American, you don't
There
realize I'm
eat
hitting on
Nazis'
you.
bread and do his work in safety. And that is slavery. But to
Ooh.
fight and go hungry and destroy the Nazi, that is freedom. Liberty.
When we were kids, we never thought much about freedom and liberty.
We mostly
Maybe
thought
it's
about
because we had so
cowboys and
much of
Indians
it.
and pop guns.
They killed my wife.
They were tired of her lip.
You
Her
get
back
in with
sass.
them.
They couldn't
Be
take it
alone
any
in a
longer.
couple of weeks.
No, for that I can never get even.
I mean, you could kill their wives.
What are you gonna do after this is over?
Find
The
a new
war?
wife.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
France
What
has
would
got to
you
be
like
full
to
of
do?
women now.
Well, first
Right.
I will visit the grave of my wife.
Sure.
And piss on it.
And then I think I would like to vote again.
Vote?
Vote? Well, that is the test, is it not? That is how I will know.
No, what?
Ah, don't you know that's rigged?
It's rigged.
Don't waste your time.
Yep.
I have fought for a long time.
See, this is
And I
where they
want
got
to
the
know
idea
for
for the
sure
voting.
that I will have the
What was it?
freedom I have been fighting
Voter
for.
fraud.
And when a man can vote, when men
I would
can
have thought
vote together, and
during a war
decide
everyone would
how
have a
they
lot
live
more to
together,
do than they apparently have
why then they are
need to
free.
do in this film. Lots of standing around and just
Oh, that is
postulating.
Standing around and philosophizing about
Men
things.
have died for
Yes.
what you throw
Yeah.
away. When free
Wasn't
men
there a
vote
saying
together,
about
there is nothing they
a
cannot do.
philosopher in the trenches or whatever?
I remember before the war, I used to go to a little cafe in Paris. It was called Café de Dumago.
Uh-huh.
Someday I shall sit there again with my
The
friends.
Cafe of Mr.
And we
Magoo.
will talk about France and what is good for
Drink,
France. Oh, we will not always agree,
International
of course,
coffees
and we will
served by
argue.
Jean-Luc
Jean-Luc.
or Jean-Paul.
Jean-
If
I
get
think it was
a little
Jean-Luc.
drunk and talk too loud and pound on the table, I will not be arrested.
I'm going to
for
go
it.
to the International House of
Because-
Pancakes.
No matter what I say, I will be talking about my country.
Oh boy. This whole
My country
this whole
will
short
be
is just landing on real thick.
It is.
Yes, I want
I
to.
think that's kind of the point of it.
I wonder who this is targeted to, though. Smokers.
Smokers, yeah, right.
We all smoke together. There's a good lesson in that. Uh-oh. Gotta put our underwear around the end of that cannon.
Oh, this was directed by John Ford. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. He did a bunch of the John Wayne movies.
Yes.
Hey,
Produced by the U.S. government.
hey,
Perfected his craft.
I picked this
Yes.
up in the last town. You want a piece?
You want a piece of this?
It's Italian bread, but it's not bad.
Italian.
But it's better than anything you got at home.
Yeah, probably.
Hey, what are you looking at? There's nothing out in that field. Not anymore. This yours? Hey, if that's a
A
1918
bee got
penny,
in
it's
the
mine.
audio.
It's got a couple of feathers worn out in the back.
You don't have to identify it. Besides, those aren't feathers. They're 2 heads of wheat.
Wheat? How do you know?
I'm a farmer.
It's a penny.
Wonder what they put wheat on a penny for.
It's because it's called a Wheatie.
Yeah.
Or maybe
That's what we
because
call
wheat
them.
is bread. Bread's what
Wheat.
people eat. People all over the world.
Even
It used to be a
Australians.
wheat field. Might have been pretty good, too, if they'd rotated the crops once in a while.
Yeah, those
I thought
Italians.
these things were a couple
Stupid
of feathers.
Italians. They don't know anything.
They don't know about farming.
They've only been there for 2,000 years, doing
Wheat
just
on a
fine.
penny? Hell, that's what I'm fighting for.
For wheat?
Yeah, in a way.
And pennies.
I love
People all over
wheat.
the world raise wheat. We're fighting for
Wheat.
them. They're fighting for us.
You know, I never used to think much about those other people. English,
'Cause I'm dumb and
French,
arrogant and
Russian,
stupid.
Chinese. They weren't ordinary folks like us. They were different kind of. And then I read. I saw pictures how the Russian and Chinese scorched the earth. Why, they even killed their livestock so the Nazis and Japs couldn't use them.
I loved
Well,
it.
I'm a farmer. All of my family is farmers.
I'm a dirt
I
farmer.
thought about them killing their livestock and burning their crops. Take something pretty bad to make a farmer do that. When a farmer fights for something bigger than his crops, brother, he's fighting for something big.
Okay.
I figured it must be their freedom they were fighting for. They're on
Freedom
our
fries.
team, so they're
We had a
fighting
couple
for our
more years
freedom,
they won't
too.
be speaking so highly of the Chinese and Russians.
Maybe they
Right.
burned their wheat so we wouldn't have to burn ours.
Those freedom-loving Russians and Chinese.
Right.
Couple of feathers,
That story changed real quick, didn't
Come
it?
on
Yeah.
out and visit us sometime in Nebraska.
Yeah, wasn't
Make
the
it in the
Mao
fall when the
Revolution
wheat
with
ripe.
51?
We got 1,000 acres out there and it looks like
Yeah,
pure
right
gold.
after World
Right
War
after,
II
okay.
it started.
Only
Actually, even
better than
before that.
gold.
But
It's bread.
Yeah.
That was Hank Barlow.
He was a real
He
moron.
died 2 days later. A German
he
sniper
ate too
got
much
him
wheat.
in a wheat field.
He got what he deserved.
It was the wheat. You can't hide behind wheat, you idiot.
No.
It was 3
Wheat
weeks
does
later
not block
that our
bullets.
guys took Rome. But I wasn't with them.
I was inside this net.
Everybody said that this was going to be the big push, the invasion.
Yeah.
It sure looked like it. It felt like it.
Millions of tires. They're just going to fling tires at the Germans.
They didn't even have to tell us.
I think those were rows of concertina, barbed wire.
Oh, okay.
Like rolls of it.
Here's your money.
French money either.
Oh.
It makes you feel like you really want to pray.
Somebody brought a huge pipe organ to the camp.
In God we trust. In God all of us trusted.
Tell the sniper got you.
From Oregon.
Oregon.
A Jewish boy from Iowa.
Uh-oh. Really? Wow.
He was the only one.
From New Jersey.
Iowa was all too happy to get rid of him.
A white man from Chicago.
A white man.
Here we go.
Uh-oh.
A Negro from South Carolina. This was one army out of one nation. Out of 48 states. Out of many people.
This is before California and Hawaii.
Alaska.
Or Alaska and Hawaii. Yeah. I'm drunk already.
We trusted in God. And we trusted in each other.
Not really, but...
We trusted in each other because...
The thing about this apple cider thing that I made, you can't taste the alcohol at all. So it's very dangerous.
Oh, it's perfect.
The other guys, you knew that nobody could lick us. We were strong.
And if they wanted to lick us, that would be $5.
Because we haven't showered in 20 days.
Yeah, nobody would want to lick us. That's true.
That's what was on the penny.
All right.
That's what we were fighting for.
That's right. We're fighting for pennies.
This was the Army of Liberation.
And wheat.
Oh yeah, the wheat, yeah.
And what an army.
And Lincoln's beard. Look at that army. There it is. And they all crashed. The end. They ran out of fuel.
Yep. Just hanging out at the railing, watching the fireworks.
Guns going off. I couldn't stand watching that stock footage any longer.
Yeah.
That guy was right.
Once again, he has nothing to do.
America,
No.
You know what you're
We haven't
fighting
actually
for.
seen him do anything.
Okay, men.
Nope.
Over the side.
Over the side.
Side of what? I'm not going down there. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I'm not going down into that stock footage. Looks dangerous. Kaboom! Whee! I don't feel like they're aiming those bombs very carefully. Things happened. Some guy was set on fire or something. A lot of overlaid footage here.
Yes. Did that become a John Ford hallmark later on?
Sure,
as
why not?
Westerns?
I don't know that I've seen that many John Ford movies. I'm sure I've seen a couple of the John Wayne movies, but...
Yeah. I've heard the name, obviously, but...
Yeah.
Oh, there he goes. The Searchers, did he do that?
Let's see. Where's his, like...
Well, now I'm going home. It'll be swell to see my girl.
Swell.
My house.
Oh, you didn't get the letter, dude?
That's not all I'm going back to.
Let's see.
It took
He
me
did
a long time to
Stagecoach,
discover America.
Grapes of Wrath,
Longer than it took Columbus, I guess, and I had to make a long trip
The
too.
Quiet Man, that was a
I
John
found
Wayne, I
out
know that.
That it belongs to me. It belongs to
Um,
me and you and all the rest of people back home.
where's like the filmography? Oh, here we go.
We licked the Nazis together,
Licked
and we're
them.
going to lick the future together.
Licked him good.
That's the thing
Yeah.
we learn in the army.
Licked him up
A
and
bunch of
down.
guys can do
Maybe that's a
anything
good lead into our next
if they
film.
work together.
About him licking people?
That's the way democracy
Yes.
works, and that's why democracy works. I know what that Frenchman was talking about now.
That Frenchie.
I want to vote too. I want to
I've
go
never did
back
it
and
before.
help run our country, and that's a big job.
I'm joining the Communist
Job that would
Party.
Take 130 million of us all working
Like those
hard.
brave Russians who burnt their wheat.
Yes.
I want to make damn sure that we don't lose the things that I've been fighting for and learning about. Because we've really got something, brother. I found that out. And I want to hang on to it. Together, we killed the
Yeah,
Nazi
apparently John
idea.
Ford did a bunch of these
Well, together we're going to keep on
pro-war
building the American
movies like
idea.
this.
We're going to make sure we've got a place where free kids can grow up in a free man.
When was this film
Where
released?
every man is free
1945.
and strong,
Okay.
So right at the end of the war.
and where everything
Well,
is
the end of the
run
war in Europe, of course.
according to Lincoln,
Yeah, they don't really talk about Japan at all here, do they?
No,
under God,
but that war would have been going
You'll
on at
have
this
a
time.
new
I don't. That's
version
weird
of
that they're not
freedom.
mentioning it.
Sure.
and the government of the people, by the
But
people,
well, he's laying it on thick again.
for the people. Shall
Oh,
not
John Ford was
perish
in the
from
army.
earth.
That makes sense.
That was Lincoln's America, and it's my America, and it's your America.
It's all yours now, baby. I'm jumping overboard. Uh-oh, here it goes.
Oh,
Plot twist. He's on crutches.
is he missing a leg?
No, I think he just hurt himself.
Penny
No,
for
I
you.
don't think it's just kind of dangling down like he's... I don't know. Maybe. Sure. It's true. Now we have to sit here and read this, David. Let us finish the work we are in. Who is this? Nietzsche? What's up? Oh, that's Lincoln.
It looks like I think it's Lincoln. Yeah.
It'd be funnier if it was Nietzsche.
Yeah, nothing matters.
Oh, remember to get your victory loans. Hold them. Hold them.
Don't sell them to speculators.
Yes. The end. Thank goodness. All right.
EF5.
If you watch a new twist, twist the flex, give yourself a new feel.
I remember this commercial.
You do?
Yes.
So fancy having a watch band that would twist. Achoo! What an asshole. You should get one of those, David.
Flex watch bands only by Spidell.
If I had a watch.
Right. Who wears a watch? I guess some people still do.
Great styles.
I haven't worn a watch in probably 20 years.
Spidell. I know.
All right, so this should be our second feature, which is Printed Poison.
Well, this looks like a good time to switch over to the Evan Williams single barrel.
Yes, it's time for the single malt.
Oh yeah.
Gotta have the swanky jazz.
Yep.
Something about thrifting. It's smart to be thrifty.
And smutty.
I'm expecting a stripper to come out. And
Yep. With feathers.
Ames, Iowa. I don't know. Maybe.
Oh no.
What's this guy doing?
He's about to warn us. Here, yep.
That's my town
I can
there.
tell.
Partly the way it is, partly the way I imagine it.
It's Filth, Mississippi.
From out here, it looks comfortable, doesn't it?
Yeah, looks great.
Prosperous, even happy.
Sure, why not?
Well, for the most part, it is.
Except for the smut.
Except for
And the
poison,
vice.
Ooh, the vice.
The rot.
Oh no.
The rot.
The horribly toxic abscess.
There it is. Oh, here he
Came
is
from
now.
licking Germans. Skateboards. That's it. That's the problem.
It's Jerry Abscess.
The poison of skateboards.
Yes. A smut of skateboarders.
That's Johnny Morrison.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
hope he's related to Jim Morrison.
It's his brother.
Yeah, his little brother.
He's one of those already infected.
Oh,
Come on,
yeah.
I'll show you.
Oh yeah.
He's
You
got
can
it.
tell he's infected. Wait till we make him drop his drawers.
He's got
You'll see.
chlamydia. You ever see that movie Sex Madness?
Gary-ons. What is that? Isn't that the name of a devil?
Gary on?
Yes.
Nice.
Oh no. Is he? Oh, here we go.
He's like, now we're talking.
Take a look at what
Man,
they're
I hope
reading.
there's wrestling
Look at
magazines.
this filth.
Go on. They won't even know you're there.
Oh, sounds good to me. Yeah, let's check it out.
True crime?
Night. Dude. There's a magazine called Dude. Real Men. Okay.
Or is it Dud?
Yeah, this is like Playdates. This is like that other short that we did.
That's Gary.
The corruption of our youth, or
He's
whatever
the
the hell
owner
it was
here.
called.
Has been for about 2.5
Merchants of
years
Smut.
now.
Yeah.
Not exactly a candidate for the Good Citizens Award.
It's like Johnny Carson a little bit.
Sometime or other.
At least
the
he's
whole
wearing a
community
tie,
has
though.
asked him
Yes,
to
that
take
makes him
that
respectable.
stuff off his stand. His response usually
Why is this
amounts
stuff
to some
hanging at
form
weird
of
angles on the
dollar-sign
wall?
logic. It's my business. I'll sell whatever makes
It's called
a profit.
advertising.
Yeah.
So instead of getting better, the
Just dropping
obscenity
off some
gets
more
worse
smut.
and worse. If that's possible anymore.
If what's possible anymore? What are you talking about?
You know exactly what I'm talking about, Gary, and I'm talking about you and your sewage. All the refuse collects here like a stopped-up cesspool. You put a price tag on it, you
This
sell it
guy.
without even batting an eye.
What's
Doesn't
your
the
problem,
smell of a
dude?
body-
What's your problem? Get out of here.
Just don't come in if you don't like
Yeah.
it. It's America. Some
don't
guy
like 'em?
fought for a whole
down.
war with a penny just so I could sell this stuff.
I know. E pluribus unum. Exactly. Look at this old guy in the back. I wish I could
There
get
they
my
are.
wife to do that.
The soul-searing bacterias of a new disease.
It's going to buy them all. Take 'em
Ooh,
home.
black boxes everywhere.
What?
It'd look fine without the black boxes.
Look
Oh,
at
wait.
them. The girly and
Look at
so-called
it.
nudist magazines.
My God. Jesus.
He's not going to be able to handle the internet, this guy. I
Oh,
hope
no,
he died
no.
before that happened.
Magazines depicting lesbianism.
Lesbian Alley.
Oh,
You ever been there?
homosexuality.
where?
You ever been down Lesbian Alley?
No, is that really a place?
Sodomy,
Sodomy.
transvestism,
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
A she-male.
sadism,
It's got the cat of nine tails. Thriller.
Ah, the golden era of smut.
Yeah. Oh, come on. It's not bestiality.
all
It's just
the abnormal perversions.
Russian stud.
Pocketbooks just as vicious.
Nympho
Listen to
Tramp.
the
Lust
instructions
Queen. Didn't
handed
you have a
out by
subscription
some
to that?
publishers to their authors.
I did.
We
As a
need
child.
tough,
As a child.
strong, hard-hitting, sex
I had
action-filled books
Boy's Life and
geared
Lust
to the
Queen.
demands of today's and tomorrow's highly competitive
Willing
market.
women.
We basically seek offbeat sex,
Perverted
with
passions.
emphasis on deviation.
Hot pants homo? What?
More
Pants
offbeat.
homo.
Wow.
There's a demand for
Gay
books about
nurses.
lesbians. Plot is secondary.
Take me.
What we need is detailed, vivid sex action scenes every few pages. The
Yep,
more the
exactly.
better.
We don't want four-letter words or too clinical a description. But within these limits, it
Just
must
ask
be
for
as
Margaret.
strong
What?
and offbeat as possible.
Okay, so they're going to show all kinds of stuff, but no four-letter
Parasite of
words.
all, the scavenger, the great American maggot.
There he is. John Maggot at your service. That might be an exaggerated laugh. Ugh.
Now there it is, the pustule.
Garion before. Some worse than this.
What happens now?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Probability, nothing.
See?
Nothing.
Told you.
Lieutenant, you can see for yourself these magazines and paperback.
I don't think John Ford directed this one.
Now, I agree with you. The powers that be don't agree with us.
You mean you won't help us?
It's
I
called
mean, I can't.
freedom of speech,
My
you
hands
asshole.
are
Yeah.
tied. Now, you can call it hopeless,
Freedom of smut.
call it a stone wall. It's all the same thing.
Stonewall
I
Jackson.
don't understand. How can you just sit there and say, sure, the stuff is rotten, but
No,
don't
who
throw
the
it
hell
in
are
my
you,
lap?
by the
That's
way?
not
You're some
exactly what I
guy?
was trying
I know.
to say.
Then what?
Look, I've just so much time, and this department has just so many men.
I'm not the sheriff.
Now,
I
you
just
put
run him
both
out of there.
together, and there's not enough time or men to do the kind of job.
If you don't want to look at the smut, don't look at it.
Garion is wrong in what he's doing. Now, there's got to be some way to make him accountable for his actions.
There is. You get the district attorney to prosecute. Once he does
What?
that,
Prostitute?
then make the arrest.
Yeah, but what crime has he committed?
I don't know.
But I warn you,
Like if he's got a store, like somebody had to give him a business license.
Right. Next on The Twilight Zone.
Oh, come on. Don't look so worried. We haven't lost this thing yet.
I don't look worried.
Yeah, I'm not worried. I'm worried that you might win.
Something the police and the district attorney
I'm worried he's
won't
going
shy
to
away from.
bust a gasket and just start shooting the
I'm worried he's wearing women's underthings under that suit.
But you know he is.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know this guy's like king of smut.
We'll go through these books and magazines ourselves. We'll prepare.
Oh
a
yeah.
synopsis.
Oh okay. Uh-huh.
Better yet,
every one of them.
chapter
By
by chapter
everyone.
outline. We'll condense the material.
Yeah.
And anybody spending a few minutes reading through them will see for themselves just how rotten this stuff really is.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Come on.
Yeah.
We'll sell 1 million copies.
That'll show him.
He's really spending a lot of time on this.
Yeah.
Does he have an actual job? He probably got fired for
That's
being
what I was gonna say.
obsessed
This
with
is-
smut.
He's obsessed with smut, so they fired him.
I want you to hear this.
Oh yeah, let's do it. Let's go.
All right.
Diane
reading a low
awakens
voice.
in her cheap hotel room,
Yeah.
dreaming of a
Oh,
fierce
yeah.
hunger for a real live man.
Okay.
But her boyfriend
I've
is
been
in
there,
jail
sister.
for having intercourse with her best girlfriend in a public theater.
Uh-huh.
Diane attempts masturbation,
Okay.
but turns to an empty whiskey bottle instead.
She could. Well.
She goes
Well,
downstairs.
I mean,
but
she could
bribes
use
the
that.
bartender for whiskey by exposing herself to him.
Sure.
He masturbates.
Fair trade.
Oh well,
Diane
that's a normal
further
reaction.
them, and they engage in sexual intercourse behind the bar.
The end.
End first chapter. But keep in mind.
Wow, he said the
there are
word
12
intercourse
more
twice.
just like this.
Yeah, he probably should come up with another word for that.
Lots of work, huh?
You gotta find a thesaurus for this
Well, it
guy.
does take the burden off the police department and the district attorney.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's gonna
Let's
solve
get
all your
this
problems,
typed
whatever
up
you just did right there.
Get it down to his office.
What is this? What is he trying to accomplish here?
I don't know.
Like he just wants to read the smut.
His wife has no idea what's coming.
Yeah. Norma, I need you to proofread this.
Please, no more phone calls.
For the love of God.
I know,
am
please,
not
just
trying
leave me
to
alone.
avoid my responsibilities. I am merely saying that these obscenity cases are a pain in the neck. We've tried them before, and all it ever got us
I'm
was
sorry, I
all
meant
that
pain in the ass.
Sir, this is different. Now, when I showed that material to your assistant, Mr. Lawson here,
He got
said
turned
for the
on.
For the first time, he
He
really had
excused
something to
himself.
work
He was so upset he had to excuse himself for about
Mr.
5
Lawson
minutes.
He
knew the law
masturbated.
more thoroughly. He would have known better than to encourage you.
I love how she
Now,
just
I
goes
appreciate
downstairs and
what you
exposes herself, and then he just
Outlines.
whips
The
it
fact
out.
is, this material is not prosecutable.
That's fantastic.
My office can do nothing with it.
I'm not trying to be a legal.
I mean,
smart
I can do
aleck,
something
but I
with
think
it,
you're
but not
wrong.
in a
This kind of
courtroom.
obscenity is prosecutable.
Mr. Lawson, you don't know what you're talking about. Now, if you feel some kindred sympathy with this case, go on down to Guerin's. Pull all that junk off the stand.
Guerin's.
Talk to him. I don't care.
Now, wait a minute. You know the police force can't do that. It's illegal. The only way we can bring any
Exactly.
action against people like Garion is in the courtroom.
All
where
we can
try his
do is go
conduct
down there and
before a
buy
jury.
the stuff.
It's been tried before, remember? And not very successfully, I might add. A little matter of precedent. Or maybe you know something that nobody else knows. Is that it?
Uh-huh.
I know the Supreme Court of the United States makes it pretty plain what kind of cases they will uphold.
Oh? And what kind of a case is that?
We're talking about criminal cases, remember?
Yes, I know.
Then any case where the proper subject matter is presented.
Is this
and
an
where
episode
the
of
defendant is
Dragnet?
accorded due process. And where
Drag
the
queen.
subject
Drag
matter is passed
queen?
upon by an impartial jury. If those three elements of a
Nice.
case are handled carefully, the
These two
Supreme
are about to
Court
go
will let the
undercover.
verdict of the lower court stand.
That would be perfect.
That's all well and good, but where's your authority?
Yeah, the irony is, this
Here.
was tried in the Supreme Court and they all lost.
Right.
I've been doing some research. 21
Actually, yeah, that's
cases.
true.
Since 1957, 21 cases where convictions were obtained in the criminal courts were later denied review by the United States Supreme Court.
Yep, there you
I'm sorry, I
go.
don't follow you, Mr. Lawson. What does denied review have to do with our case?
Not very much. It only means that the Supreme Court doesn't have to consider any case it doesn't want to.
That's a
They don't
textbook
give a shit.
rationalization, and you know it. In criminal cases like these, dealing with free speech, every court must give a constitutional judgment. So when the Supreme Court of the United States denies review, it can only mean that they can see no infringement of the
It's called the
defendant's
Supreme
rights.
Court because it has
In other
cheese
words,
on it.
the Supreme Court agrees with the lower court when it stated that the material was obscene. Now that to me means something.
You're very, very obscene.
All right, Lawson. Suppose you show me some examples. You have some, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, let me take them home with me tonight.
These
I'll
are
review
the
them thoroughly.
involved in Montfort versus Maryland. These girly magazines were found obscene by the trial court and by the Supreme Court of Maryland.
He's
The
got
defendant
he's
appealed
got
to
them in a
the United
binder.
States Supreme Court.
And a receipt.
1962, the Supreme Court denied review.
Although
Here
they
are some
all
of the
looked at them very
magazines
closely.
From Garion, as bad or worse.
Worse. Much worse.
Look at that.
This paperback, College for Sinners. was
Oh, isn't that
involved
where
in
you
count
went,
one of
David?
New York versus Freed.
Yeah, it was a religious school. They were trying to save us.
There you go. Yeah, looks good.
1964, the Supreme Court of the United States denied review.
That's not where I
And
went
this
to
after Some
college.
claimed that only hardcore material could be prosecuted.
Hardcore.
With the books every kid can buy today at Garion's.
Sex pets?
Or find them in a dumpster.
Yeah, right.
Well, I must say that's very impressive.
Not really.
Your research abilities are very impressive, Mr. Lawson.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not through.
He
as
sounds
yet, so
sarcastic.
You better hang
Yeah,
on.
he spent a
There's
long
more.
time with those magazines.
Nude photographs involved in count 2 of the Freed case. Same results as in count 1.
Look at this guy.
Yeah, you
look at his
tasty.
lips.
Wait a minute, hold on. While you're talking about nudes, what about nudist magazines? Seems to me like I remember getting clobbered in a nudist magazine case once.
Well, meaning no
You
disrespect.
got
sir,
clobbered
probably
by a
got
nudist
clobbered on the
magazine?
basis of your preparation and presentation of the case. Well, I say that because the Supreme Courts of Missouri and Nebraska both upheld nudist magazines obscene. And that to me is significant.
And there's a reason not that many people live
Look
in
at these
Nebraska.
from Garion's. Same rotten
It's
garbage.
because they don't allow smut.
Urban nudist. Sun era. Sounds good to me.
Who blacked out all the good parts?
I know.
Lawson,
And their faces.
I don't know whether you
Why do
want
they
to
black
think
out their
we should
faces? They like agreed to pose for those magazines.
Right.
Another paperback.
They should
Fear
sue.
of incest.
Yeah.
From California versus Williamson. A jury convicted a liquor store owner for selling it. The appellate courts held the book obscene.
Fear
The
of
Supreme Court of
incest.
California refused to review the conviction. 1964, the United States Supreme Court denied review. And just for good measure, sir, I read the book. Why, it's mild in contrast to these from Garion.
I might have paid more attention in law school if we had classes like this.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
Naked
and just for the
obsession.
record,
Lust crazy.
Here's what Justice Fox
All right.
said about fear of incest in his opinion. Such
Sounds
literature,
good to
quote,
me.
serves to erode our moral standards and tends to bring about the moral decay of our people.
Yeah.
Unquote.
I'm all for it.
These sadomasochistic materials are from Garion's. Albert,
Uh-oh.
of Roth Albert's fame, was
Here we
distributed
go.
material like
They always,
this at the time
they
of
always
his
bring
arrest
out the
in
sadomasochism.
1957.
Yeah.
The United States Supreme Court refused
close
to
the
reverse
deal.
his
Well, I'm
conviction.
waiting for the homosexual
All right,
stuff. That's
Lawson, all
next.
right. You may have a case, and then again you may not. It all depends, as you've already noted on your presentation.
The one that we watched before, they made a causal link between reading these magazines and
Thank you very
like killing
much.
people.
Oh, remember one thing, by permission.
Like, okay.
Carry any weight.
Or becoming gay.
Don't
Right. Well, no, you became gay and then you killed people.
Okay. And who turned out the lights?
He forgot to pay his electric bill.
I don't suppose I need to tell you.
Close the shades and turn out the lights
How
on your
you
way
and
out.
your men handle this arrest is of extreme importance to our case.
Yes, sir, I know. That's why I decided to be on this one myself. Chandler
Uh-huh.
here will accompany me. We're ready to move whenever you get
Is he gonna?
Well, the
Well,
undercover.
Right now ought to do just fine.
He's gonna be the
Remember,
undercover
Yes,
buyer.
you know, don't tread, don't even tiptoe on Garion's civil rights. We're there simply to make an arrest on this complaint.
quote-unquote
no mass
civil
seizures,
rights.
No padlock.
Good. Make it as simple and direct as
Who is
possible.
this guy? So the
You wanna check
announcer
us on
guy is just
procedure?
some concerned
Definitely.
citizen, I
We want
guess?
nothing left.
Yeah, he's some busybody
We arrive
ruining
at
things for the
Garion,
rest of
pretend
us.
to be ordinary customers.
There's a woman in there?
Hey, weren't you in here before?
Yeah.
Of course.
We know
Jet
what we want,
set
though,
stud.
and we secure a copy of Sex Bond.
All right, I did it.
And go to Garion to pay for it.
He accepted Mexican pesos.
Then we ask if he has anything a little meatier than Sex Bond.
He went,
If he does, we
hey.
buy that book also.
What was that laugh he did before?
Right. An admission on his part that he is aware of the nature
So he
of the
brings out a
material
book
he is
called
selling.
Meaty Sex
Would
Pots.
help.
Yeah.
After we get the two books from Garion, we tell him who we are. We then explain to him that he is under arrest and is expected to appear in court on the 23rd of this month.
On arrest
10
for
a.m.
what?
While Mr. Garion is lashing out at the injustice he is suffering, collect circumstantial evidence that he
Here we
knows
go,
the obscene character of the
giant
material
camera.
he's selling.
Photograph everything.
Photographs
That's right.
evidencing this
Harem.
can be taken.
It says adults only.
A female sultan.
When you finish, remind Mr. Garion of his courtroom appointment, and I'll take it from there. Well, Mr. Lawson,
He's got an appointment at 3.
Yeah.
what happens after the arrest?
He gets
I
let
took
go
my
because
Nothing.
he hasn't committed a
Garion's lawyer
crime.
moves for a dismissal of charges on a pretrial motion. I kind of hope he doesn't let me down.
The Department of Smarm. Everywhere.
Everywhere?
1781.
The state of everywhere.
The People's Court is now in session.
Your Honor, I'm
Is that Judge Wapner?
on the basis that the book Sex Pots is constitutionally protected and that this charge has been improperly brought.
Your Honor, we strenuously oppose the defendant's motion. There is only one question to be decided here today, and that is whether or not this is a jury question. In other words...
This is a matter of free speech. We think this case should be thrown out of court.
I don't think Narrow Ties was ever a good look.
Thank you, Your Honor. The question to be decided here, as I almost...
How narrow
stated
is my
earlier,
tie?
is whether or not 12 people might conclude beyond a reasonable doubt that this book is obscene.
It depends on the
That
12
the
people.
dominant theme of the book, taken as a whole...
A bunch
is
of old
an
ladies
appeal
with
to
horn-rimmed
prurient
glasses,
interests.
probably.
That is all, Your Honor.
What's wrong with that?
Are there any further statements either side would like to make at this time?
You got any other kind of
Very well.
bullshit arguments?
In cases like these, gentlemen, the law is that the court must decide whether there is sufficient question of obscenity for the case to go before the jury. Now, I have read this book. In my opinion,
Several
I
times.
feel
Yeah.
that there is ample evidence that a jury
I've gone over it in
could,
detail.
Find this
It
book
is
obscene.
very
And so
obscene.
try
Very,
this
very
for,
obscene.
The 23rd.
Especially
Especially
fear of incest.
chapter 14 was very obscene.
Hold it there, please, gentlemen.
Oh, have captured your souls.
I understand an arrest has been made on the basis of a complaint against Garion for selling obscene books. Is this true?
Are you going to
No.
prosecute?
Nah.
Yes, gentlemen, to both your questions.
Excuse me, Mr. Lawson. Aren't you afraid of treading on the golden calf for free speech?
No one's being denied his right.
The golden calf of free
All we're saying
speech.
is read the book. Read the outlining.
That's a
And
setup,
then
because
say
of course,
the
you know,
publisher, the author, the distributor, and
Golden
the
Calf
defendant
was
haven't way overstepped
idolaters.
the bounds of reason, decency,
like
and
free speech. That's not...
Oh, hold it a minute. Aren't you the two that originally filed the complaint?
Yes, that's right.
May I ask
What are you
why?
What are you going to do about
Why
it?
stir up a fuss about a few dirty books?
Yeah, what's your problem?
Felt it was necessary.
Isn't pornographic literature a minor problem? Of
Yeah,
no
try to
concern
harshen
the
our
vast
buzz.
majority of us.
We are not talking about a small problem on the other side of the tracks. We are talking about a multi-million-dollar-a-year business. About smut peddlers who stain every neighborhood of every
There
city
we
in the
go.
country with their
Smut
smut.
Peddlers of smut.
We're talking about their victims, about young kids caught between a natural curiosity about sex
Yeah, but I
and
like
the
it.
vicious, perverted lust of pornography.
She
We're
was in one of
talking
those
about adults,
magazines.
Whose immaturities have been fed
It'd be
by
funny if
such
someone in the
sex
jury
pornography.
had, like,
Too
a black
often,
bar
their
across their
homes and
face.
lives dissolved into guilt and failure. But in the minds of the
There's
smut
some woman in the back, like,
such mutilation
arching her
of heart
back
and
with a
soul
black
is
bar.
totally justified because it shows a profit.
How dare they
We
make
are
a
talking
buck?
here about such a peddler in our community. One who does not consider any other man his brother or his concern.
You could tell how little
One who
anybody
would
cared
betray our
about this
community
because
and
they didn't
every
even really
man,
give them a
woman, and
proper
child in it for a
stage.
paltry 30
Like, there's just
pieces
the
of
same
silver.
gray background.
More
Right.
or less.
Hey, can we film this in your courthouse? Fuck no, get out of here.
That's about it for us.
Yeah, the bookstore and
Judge will
everything
make
else
his
is on the
charge,
same set.
The jury will bring in a verdict. All we can do now is wait and hope.
And spank it. Oh, I mean...
You ready to hear the apology of a public servant? It seems that Mr. Lawson and you two had considerable...
YouTube? What?
But believe me, gentlemen, from now on, I'm never going to allow legal rheumatism to set up in my office ever again.
Legal rheumatism.
Means a lot.
Well, thank
The
you.
hell does that
Oh,
mean?
yeah, I thought you might be interested in this.
It's a bunch of
Go ahead,
smut.
read it out loud.
Uh-oh.
It has come to the attention of
It's
this paper
filth.
that there are still citizens within our community courageous enough to stand up for what they believe to be decent moral standards.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Such
jeez.
resolute action today is often considered a joke by the rest of us.
It is.
You know,
We
like,
salute these men and
3
women.
years after this film is made,
backbone
these people's world is all
and their
about to be turned
concerns.
upside
Oh,
down.
absolutely.
Well, it
yeah.
seems like you've been winning people over
I think
left
this
and
was in the
right.
late
For that, I think-
50s, this one.
Well, I guess
Well, they were
the
reading
judge is
stuff
ready
from,
to
like,
read
the
charge to the
1960s,
jury.
the court cases.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
it seems like 64 or 65.
okay.
Every case like the one before you now.
Yeah, I mean, by the late
is the
60s,
effect
forget
of the
it.
book considered as a whole.
The whole thing
Not
is
upon
blown
any
wide open.
particular class,
Yep.
but upon all of those.
Next year,
whom the
Monterey
statute
Pop
reach.
Festival. Fuck you.
Right.
You must ask
Hate
yourself,
Ashbury and all that stuff. And,
does the
you know,
book
not to mention the
offend
1972
common
with
conscience
Deep
of
Throat
the
and everything.
community by present-day standards?
Forget it. People stop reading
The
books.
material in this case meets the test for obscenity.
They were watching those.
Oh, they're going to say, oh, the lights. We don't know.
Fingers crossed. Have you seen this?
Zip.
It's all about me.
Realize that none of this would have been possible if you hadn't taken that first big step. None of this. I wish more people like
being
you
a
weren't
busybody.
afraid to get involved.
I guarantee this got
truly
thrown
need
out
your
of court
help and
because
support.
what crime did the guy commit?
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, have you reached a verdict?
Of course they have.
Not guilty.
We have, Your Honor.
We're not going to... Are we going to be shocked by this?
What is that verdict?
We find the defendant
is-
guilty as charged.
Oh, no.
Guilty of selling a book.
What?
What?
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I wish to thank each of you for your services. By your verdict, you have made a significant contribution to your community welfare. I also wish to thank the police and the prosecutor for the
Well, he's all
conscientious
smiling
way
about
in which
this.
they have carried out their duties. Better to illustrate what I mean, let me quote Mr. Earl Warren, Chief Justice of the United States Supreme Court.
I love smut.
There has been some tendency in dealing with this area of the law for enforcement agencies to do only that which is
I hereby
easy to
renew
do.
my
For
subscription
instance,
to
seize
Dude
and
Magazine.
destroy books with only a minimum of protection. As a result, courts are often presented with procedurally
Courts?
bad cases, and in dealing with them, appear to be acquiescing in the dissemination of obscenity. But if cases were well prepared and were conducted with the appropriate concern for constitutional safeguards, courts would not hesitate to enforce the laws against obscenity. Thus, enforcement must realize there is no royal road to enforcement.
Royal
Hard
Road.
and conscientious work is required.
The Royal Road, I think, is a euphemism for something sexual.
Oh, like the treasure trail?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's my town there.
Filled with smut.
But this time there isn't any.
Notice how it's his
infection
town.
disease.
It belongs to
On behalf
him.
of my town, I want to thank you for
I
being
kicked
around
all the
to help.
smut peddlers out. They're now one
But there
county
are other
over.
towns, even your own.
Uh-huh.
Take a long, honest look at your town.
Take a long, hard look. Oh, there's the cesspool again.
Whenever you hear that music, you know there's smut nearby.
Oh, yeah. It's like a siren song drawing you towards the smut.
Well, that was a real
By
lesson
now
for
you
you
must
lawyers out
realize
there.
Yeah, all you
you're the
young
only
people
one
out there,
who can cause
don't
or
read
demand
smut.
The arrest, prosecution, and conviction of men like Garion. Go on. You can run away from me.
Wasn't there like
easily.
a devil or something in
You never
D&D
run
called a
away from your own
Garion?
responsibility. It's yours.
Yeah, I think he had like a body of a snake and like the upper
deny
body,
it
like
is to deny
upper
all
body of
that
like an
is
ape or
precious
something.
and
I don't
dear.
know.
I mean, he
All that
looks
is
just
good
like
in
that
this
guy.
life.
Yes.
But if you avoid that responsibility,
I think that's why they
then
picked that name.
someday
I'm sure it's like some
generation
sort of
must grow up
biblically
to which
demonic
perversion
name.
is
Yeah, I'm sure it's like from the Bible or something, I would imagine. I don't know.
Its own perverse anguish. Curse us all for having been so unconcerned.
Do-do-do-do-do.
You must decide, my friend.
No, you're not my
Decide
friend.
very soon.
I'm a friend of smut. Oh, you should join that, David.
Citizens for Decent Literature.
You should write to. Oh yeah.
Yeah, CDL, not commercial driver's license.
Oh,
of course, Cincinnati.
Oh.
This is so appropriate. Cincinnati.
Hey, that
Ohio.
other thing was based in Cincinnati too. All right. Well, that was our films shorts, which was
a real call to action there. I mean, are you motivated to go do something about smut in your community and the pornographers present over on the west side?
Yeah, I'm gonna go check it out, and I'll report back once I've had a good long look.
Okay.
You know, and we'll kind of see what happened there.
Yeah. In the next episode, you can report what you've succeeded with there.
Yes. I'll give a lengthy report once I've returned. All right. So that was It's Your America and Printed Poison. What'd you think?
I felt sad for all of the people involved in that film. Honestly, you know how they must have just been so disappointed and angry as they got older and older that nothing went their way.
Yeah, I feel like those folks in the Printed Poison thing were fighting a losing battle there. So, and the It's Your America thing was very sappy and very kind of over the top in its philosophizing and patriotism and stuff, which I think was probably par for the course post-war. But yeah, it was kind of silly.
Do Do you think when that was made that people were more willing to sit and be spoken to with really nothing happening? Like for a movie, there was really nothing happening in the movie other than people just yakking at you.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a documentary, right? So it wasn't meant to be, or not documentary, but it was more of an educational thing. So it wasn't meant to have like a plot, really. I mean, it had a tiny bit of a plot, but yeah, I mean, nothing happened in the story, right? It was just him kind of telling what happened when he was in the war, and then he's coming back from war. But like, there was no, nothing was at stake. There was no conflict. It was just kind of them going blah 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 blah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, like if that had been like just a tape recording, would it have been a substantially different experience?
Right. Okay, well, I want to thank David Smith for joining us for this episode of Two Drunk Guys Watch, and until next time, keep things interesting.